The following video has spoilers. If you're a dummy and you didn't realize that when you click this thing, I'm going to give you a sec. I'm going to let it register. You good? It's spoilers. You good? All right, video starting. Hello there, everybody. It's Jesse. I'm in the office and alone, and I have no one to talk to, so I'm making this video because I don't even care. I'm so excited. This is a Game of Thrones reaction video, I guess, except really, it's just thoughts I have. And I wanted to share with you, so leave comments and we'll talk. We'll chat. Holy shit. The season finale. Wow. All right, so the first 20 or so minutes was just... I mean, the music was great. The setup, I was like, what is happening right now? What are they doing? And then the results were, shall we say... explosive. All right, anyway, no, but for real, that was awesome. A lot of people died. Like, a lot of main characters died. And then in the aftermath, another main character died. And it's like, oh, okay. Then immediately following that, like, we learn something that people have been waiting 20 years to learn. Holy shit. You know what? Let's just I'm just going to break this down. Guys, I'm going to break it down, and I have notes, and I'm just going to try and go through the notes that I was writing as the episode was happening, because I was like, what? First off, so let's go back to the beginning. Cersei and her plan and the Dragonsfire and blowing up the Septum. Holy shit, that was crazy. As you can tell, I'm still like, yeah, basically, I love the fact that they set up the fact that it has been under the city the entire time. It has been there for numerous seasons. They've always said, you know, the Mad King, Arya Targaryen, left that crap under the city. He always said he was going to blow the place up. He just never got a chance to do it. And Cersei's like, good to know. And immediately went and did that. It's crazy that it killed Marjorie and all these, like, basically everyone who was on the small council, and then Meister, whatever, Parcelle, he dies by little kids. Little kids kill him. Yeah, and it's just Cersei. Cersei's it. She's the last one left. Tommen throws himself out of a window in grief. She's the last one left. And then the next time you see her, she is torturing the Shame Woman, and then leaves the Shame Woman to the mountain, and then is basically Emperor Palpatine. She becomes Emperor Palpatine, and the mountain is her big golden Darth Vader. And I guess she's the big bad now. I guess she's the show's big bad. I've always thought of this show as being sort of like cyclical with its villains. So seasons 1, 2, and 3 was Joffrey, and 4, 5, and 6 was Ramsay. And I feel like from here on out, my thought originally was, oh, well, it's the, you know, the Night's King, and it's those guys. But it may in fact be Cersei as like the big bad for the rest of the series. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. But she's definitely crossed the line into like villain territory, right? What she did was what Jaime prevented Aerys Targaryen from doing, which was blowing up the city. Like, he killed the man so he couldn't do what his sister just did. And you saw the look Jaime had when he came back to the city at the end, which was like, what the shit is wrong with you? And Cersei's just, I think, in her own messed up world right now. I don't know. I'm really excited to see where that goes because, you know, the man's already a Kingslayer. No reason why he can't be a Queenslayer too. I'm just saying. And and then Brienne and Jaime can finally just be together. That's really all I want. The next awesome moment we got was something that really fans of the books have been waiting 20 years for. Like, as a fan of the book series, this is what we've been waiting for. To find out Jon's real parentage, where he's from, who he is. I think it's the, like, worst kept secret / number one theory there ever was about this series, that Jon's a Targaryen. And now we know Jon is in fact a real king. He has a real royal bloodline, and he's not a bastard. He was protected by Ned. Everyone who was a fan of this theory, has been waiting for that, like, promise me Ned moment. And we got it. And that was awesome. So, I couldn't have been happier. Plus, that whole scene with Lady Mormont, who, real talk, Lady Mormont, MVP of this entire season. She nailed it. My favorite, I think, I'll just put it up on the screen. I found an image that I laughed because it's totally true. I love it. What else did I write down here? Yeah, here we go. He's king in the north, which is awesome, but kind of problematic because you saw Littlefinger and Sansa. I think Littlefinger's gotten under her skin. She seemed happy at first, but then realized kind of what it meant. And Littlefinger's like, I told you. And all of that is kind of worrying to me because this scene that we got where everyone's like, King of the North, echoes Robb's scene very much. It is roughly the same scene, and we all know what happened to Robb, and I can't help but feel like Jon is in a lot of trouble. Like, more than usual trouble. Jon's in a lot of trouble because it's people he trusts now. And I think Jon's biggest problem is his trust. He trusted the Night's Watch, and they betrayed him. He now trusts in Sansa, and I'm worried Sansa is going to be, like, I guess I only see this really going one of two ways. Either she betrays Jon, or she betrays Littlefinger. One of the two, right? I'm interested to see which they choose for her character, what her path is. It'll be interesting. I've always had the belief, and just because I think it would be awesome, that Littlefinger makes it to the Iron Throne, finally becomes king, gets everything he possibly wants, and much like Daenerys' vision, where the throne room is covered in snow, he becomes king just in time to be murdered by the White Walkers. I think that'd be such a good, I'm not going to say like moral for the story, but the idea that everyone who was focused on becoming the leader, getting the throne, was totally wrong about what they should have been worrying about. And what they should have been worrying about was the White Walkers, right? And I feel like that's a great ending for Littlefinger because he spent his entire life trying to get to the throne and be on the throne. And just when he has it, it's snatched away from him. Like the entire city is destroyed kind of deal. Like he's king of nothing. I would have loved for that to happen. But who knows? Who knows what will take place? I'm really curious what Jon's fate is, especially now that Daenerys is finally doing something. Finally actually leaving and heading back to Westeros. She has a massive fleet. She has united countless houses. She's got Dothraki, Ironborn, Tyrells, Martells, Unsullied, dragons. I mean, she's got this huge force. The problem that I have is it's an invasion force, and one that at this point possibly is hijacked by revenge, right? Because the Martells and Tyrells are in it to just get revenge on Cersei, which all right, like that's cool. I want to see how that works out because that's pretty awesome. But also, the Northerners aren't keen on invasions, right? And I don't think they'd fight with Cersei ever. They'd probably fight against her, but I'm curious what the interaction between Jon and Daenerys will be, because I know everyone out there in the world is like, oh, well, Jon and Daenerys are going to get together because they're both Targaryens and they're going to rule. And then they're going to defeat the White Walkers because that's how stories go. But that's not how this story goes, right? Game of Thrones is not how most stories go. And I am a little worried that the Song of Ice and Fire might not be dragons versus White Walkers. It might be Jon Snow versus Daenerys Targaryen. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I'm curious what will happen. I don't think they're actually going to fight, but I imagine there will be a lot of like headbutting, and it'll probably lead up to the point where they have to at the last minute unite. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, but I am worried for Tyrion because he's Hand of the Queen and Hand of the Kings get murdered without fail. They've all been killed on this show. The most recent one, blown up at the septum. They've all died. I don't know that Tyrion makes it out of the show alive. I think he's done. I think Tyrion dies. I'm convinced of it now more than ever. It sucks. He's totally dead. I guarantee it. I guess we can talk about Arya. I think it's badass Arya Stark finally getting revenge. I love the idea that she's just now back in Westeros wreaking havoc. It's awesome. That was such a great scene. It was very Cartman reminiscent. The problem is she's now a murderer. Like, she's not the girl she was. She's like, where does her story go? Like, what's her happy ending? I don't think there is one. I don't know if there is a happy ending for Arya Stark. And I'm really curious where they take her character. I just don't know. I don't know what happens with her. I don't see her going back to, like, hang out with Jon and Sansa and Bran, right? And speaking of Bran, what happens with his character? He's there to learn about the past, sure. And I imagine find out some way to fight the White Walkers, or I don't know. I don't know where his story's leading either. And I guess if we're on single characters now, freaking Sam. He's going to become a maester to, I guess, learn how to fight the White Walkers, but we kind of know already, right? You need either dragon glass or Valyrian steel or dragons, right? And the dragon glass, even though it's lost, we have dragons coming, so I assume the assumption is they'll fight them, and there's some Valyrian steel floating around. I am real curious what Sam will bring to the table, right? Like, what is Sam's... I imagine he's going to be one of those things where he shows up last minute with some really needed information. I just don't know what that will be, right? Like, what can he bring to the table that will save the day? Because I know that's where his story's leading, to being that guy where it's like, books, knowledge is power. And, when you're a writer or you are writing a show or you're writing a book, that's always something people throw in there, like, hey, read a book, dum-dums. And I imagine that's going to be the case here, where it's like he read all these books and now he knows, and he's the smart one. And I see that. I just don't know what it will be, right? I don't know what the like, this is how you can truly defeat the Night King. Who knows? What other characters do we have? Oh, Melisandre, she just walked south, or I guess rode south. To where? To do what? I have no clue. Is she going to join with Daenerys? Because then what happens? Because Daenerys is using the Red Women to quell Meereen, right? And Tyrion is totally cool with the Red Women, so sure. I guess we'll find out. I guess we'll find out what really happens with her. But again, what happens with Jorah? Jorah straight up is just back on another continent. Wait a minute. Gang. Vario? God, I can't remember that guy's name. Vario Naharis or whatever. Daenerys' boyfriend, whatever he is. He's back there. So what if Jorah has a storyline where either he cures himself, or would it be cooler if he goes like full Stone Man, but like is still himself, and he like gets all the other Stonemen to join and make an army to go help Daenerys or something? That'd be cool. Stupid, but cool. But maybe the two of them could go at the last minute and save her or something. I don't know that she ever needs saving, though. So I don't know. Like, I'm really curious. Maybe the two of them will meet up again. I'm curious what Jorah's story is going to be, because he's looking for a cure, and he's just gone. He's like Gendry. Get in that boat, dude, and sail. Speaking of Gendry, do you think the fleet, Daenerys' fleet, will just find him out at sea? That'd be amazing. He's just out at sea. He's like, I just tried not to fall in the water. Oh, God. Yeah, he's been there for, I'm going to say, a year. I don't know how much time has passed in this show, but if the last scene is any indication, a lot, because they somehow managed to get Varys back, plus the Martell and Tyrell ships to Daenerys' fleet. I don't know. Unless Varys is teleporting people. I have no idea how that happened, but I imagine time. The Hound and the Brotherhood, what's that storyline going to be? I don't know what role they'll play. Yeah, there's a ton of stuff. The Night's Watch, all of our like characters back in the Night's Watch, I don't know what's going to happen to them. I imagine, if I had to be a writer, I imagine what would happen to them is they'd be like, oh, we're just chilling out at the wall. Everything's fine now that Jon's the king. And then White Walkers destroy, like shatter the wall. I imagine that will be a thing. They all die. I imagine that's the last we'll see of them. Yeah, there's so much that happened, and I'm completely blown away by this episode. It may be one of my favorites. It definitely was the best one this season. Last episode was cool. That fight, the like horses slamming, that was cool. But this was like the most solidly fantastic episode in a long time. And wow, I just hope I got all my thoughts across, but I'm sure you have some. So again, please leave them in the comments. I would love to see what you guys think about the characters, where they're gonna go. I'm just, and I guess I'll leave it at that, because I think all my thoughts are jumbled right now. I'm not sure what I said and what I didn't say, so I'll just leave it to you. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and as always, to be continued.
UFO Commander, we are the future. We're gonna take you to the future. Then we're gonna get to the future, where everyone talks like they're from the future. UFO Commander, we are the future. We're gonna take you to the future. Then we're gonna get to the future, where everyone talks like they're from the future. Hello there, old spore. Me, just got the number one man with the plan. The bee's knees, the tip-top shape, I'm swell shape, and I can make a fortune for my ass for balls. Shut the balls up! UFO Commander, we are the future. We're gonna take you to the future. Then we're gonna get to the future, where everyone talks like they're from. Shut the balls up! UFO Commander, we are the future. We're gonna take you to the future. Then we're gonna get to the future, where everyone talks like they're from. Shut the balls up! Give me that! No!